front, please. In 10, 9, 8. Finishing out that last thought. Peyton's ready in 7. Wendell's finishing up writing that last piece in 6. Thank you, Josh, for being on your A game today and ready to go. Let's start with the basic stuff first. What is the central research question? Almost there. What is the central research question that we think our authors here are trying to answer? What is the central research question that we think our authors are trying to answer? If you need to kind of go back and check your reading, check your notes, you may. I see Josh's already looking at his, Herbs is looking at his. You're already formulating that answer in your mind. What do our researchers want to know about? We're going to generate a couple of ideas here together. When you're ready and you think you have one issue that our researchers want to know about, I want you to bring that forward to me. So raise your hand when you think you have what's one thing that they want to address or they want to study. Jasmine, thank you for being first to share. Plus a merit for you. I'm sorry, did everybody hear Jasmine? No, really loud. Labeling. Specifically what? Who can help clarify Jasmine's point? What about labeling? Who's got labeling? What do they want to know about labeling? What is a question a researcher might ask about labels?
Labeling young offenders, what a relation to labeling young offenders.
All right, we're adding a little bit more. We know there's something about labeling young offenders by the criminal justice system. Good. Okay. What else do our researchers want to know about? Check that abstract. What else is something that our researchers are thinking through? Good, I like that we're going back and checking our notes. Miss Bro, I think you got a good idea that's bubbling. Miss Bro with a little bit of voice. You have a big question here. What's your question?
I have no question. Come on, man.
No. Questions are a road to being right. But you had an idea. What was this initial idea? Because I think we can all build from this.
You said an aspect.
Yeah?
Formal, whatever it is, it's the aspect.
Let's try it one more time, pronouncing it correctly. You can do it. You had it right. Very good. We know that they also want to know something here about formal sanctions. Who can find what they wanted to know something about formal sanctions? First of all, we got to figure this out. I want you and your partner to think through what is one question that they had related to formal sanctions. I want you to write that question in the right hand side. What is one question you think that they might have about formal sanctions? Go ahead and write that question. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. Discuss it out. What do they want specifically to know about formal sanctions and our labeling here? Good. Monty's looking back at her text. Josh is looking at good. Abstracts are out. What is one question our researchers have about formal sanctions? I'm sorry, I thought it was something else. I got in my mind. But we're writing one question you think our researchers might have about formal sanctions. Okay, right here, you all underlined something about formal sanctions. What's going on with formal sanctions? What do they want to know about formal sanctions? Between that and what? You gotta just finish that sentence out, Monty. Good. That needs to be yeah. What is the question? What do they want to know about it?
I went back and looked at that means.
So let's complete that sentence. I think Ernest is on the right track here. Ernest, summarize how this is related to that first piece. And there's one more piece. The second piece has to go what? Yeah, what is that? What was the great project?
Yes.
But how does this deal with formal sanctions? How does that deal with formal sanctions? What question are they asking about?
That's what you're supposed to write. Right. Get loud.
You guys could buy what this means. I think Jordan's young people. Good. I think Jordan has like a really good bridge for that. I think Jordan has a really good explanation piece for something around this idea of peer delinquency association. Alright, so let's kick us back off. What are they trying to figure out? They're trying to figure out a couple of relationships. There are a few things happening. We know they're talking a little bit about labeling theory. So far, we know they might be talking about formal sanctions. Shimon, start us off. Thanks for being first to share. Track Shimon.
That is like the relationship between how they develop and them hanging with certain people. Like if they hang with a certain bad people, they develop as a certain bad person.
Can you define they, just specifically from our group?
Young delinquents.
Young delinquents, very good.
Incarcerated.
Incarcerated youth or young delinquents. Okay. So they're trying to figure that out. I think Jordan had a really...
We ain't said that. We said he was in the neighborhood.
Monty, can we actually make sure Jordan has the floor? Jordan, you had a really good piece that I found interesting in a way of summarizing Shimon's work here. Can you tell us what you had?
I see the people you hang with have a
Do the people that you hang with have a delinquent effect on you? How can we Now, we have a little bit about the people that we hang with, but I'm still not going to drop this. What is the role of formal sanctions? What is the role of formal sanctions? How does formal sanction relate to this? This is something that each and every one of you, as I'm coming around, underlined, which meant that you guys were like, I think this might be important. But how is formal sanctioning coming back to labeling young offenders? How is formal sanctioning coming back to labeling young offenders? This seems to be a persistent question that they want to have answered. I'm going to see if we can actually find that answer. Let's use some deductive logic to see if we can get there. This tells me we need to figure out what is the effect of labeling people as offenders. So I want you to skip ahead. I want us to find some evidence to see if we can create a thesis around this. Please skip ahead, and I want you to go to the top of page 82 where it says Florida law. I want us to create a thesis around what top where it says Florida law, what is the effect of labeling someone a felon? What happens if we don't label them as felons? Find me some evidence at the top where it says Florida law. Josh has already started to read. This is what they're really asking about. So let's see if we can't create a thesis around this. What is the actual evidence that we have around labeling? Let's look for that. Good. Herb's already started reading. Tamaya's eyes are on her paper. Miss Bro is already underwriting the evidence. Shimon's already got a piece of evidence.
on the list. No.
It is, you got it. All right, guys, in your group, you've read this piece about Florida law. Bring it back together. I want you and your partners in your paper, just at the very bottom here, we have a little extra space. I want you to finish out this assertion. You're going to answer the question, what is the effect of labeling someone as a felon? You must have 2 of your best pieces of evidence, only 2, that support your assertion of this impact of labeling people a felon. So I'm looking for 2 things. I'm looking for that complete sentence here at the bottom. I'm looking for the 2 best pieces of evidence, and then we're going to compare and contrast together. So you have, with your partners, 3 minutes to create that final assertion and find your 2 best pieces of evidence that support it at the bottom of that page. On your mark, get set, go.
So, I said,
If you think it's best, talk it out, see what he has, see what Monfredo's has, find your best 2.
I got 4.
What do you guys think the effect is? So, this is a perfect opportunity. What's the effect here? What are you guys thinking? What's the effect here? So, help each other out. Complete your sentence. The effect of labeling someone as a felon. This is why you're talking about Ernest. You know, you actually talked about and alluded to a little bit of prediction. What are the effects of labeling someone as a felon? What do you guys think it's about? No, Ernest. What I want you guys to do is you're answering this question. What is the effect of labeling somebody a felon? What does that do? Think about when we talk about what we think about like getting impact here. What does it do to the person? Where do you have evidence of that? That's the beginning of your assertion. Now find 2 pieces of evidence that support it. Ah, that's huge. That's absolutely enormous. Yes. So now you guys have to find some evidence that supports that. Now I need you to find your 2 best pieces of evidence that support that assertion. Yeah. Yep, just at the bottom. T, do you have some evidence that's going to help?
I got the evidence, but I ain't put the assertion.
That's alright, so you guys need to talk it out. What did you have for evidence?
We already told them.
What did you have?
It preserves some measure of the convict state and conformity.
If we label them a felon?
No.
So remember, I'm asking for the effects on if we label them a felon. You have some evidence on what happens if we don't, which is really important.
I was gonna use that like.
As a counter example?
Yeah.
Yeah. Write it out. What are you guys thinking, y'all? Let me see what you got. I'm looking for the assertion that you guys finished. Take 1 more minute. I'm not done making my rounds. So I need that to get answered in 1 minute, and your 2 best pieces of evidence.
That was a question I had to answer with my evidence.
You are, but you gotta complete that assertion, Monty.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So what happens to what? Think about how does it affect their ability to think about it like that. You do have a measure the next step. Is that your best possible piece of evidence? I'm not going to tell you one way or the other, but you got to be able to prove your best possible piece of evidence.
we're gonna meet some.
Yeah, when they reoffend.
Let me see that.
What that word is when people be on, what that word is? It's the word when people don't be having that business exercise like this. What that is? Like, you know when you're convicted, you can't vote, well you can, I don't know if you can, but like, you can't vote.
I bet you know that.
So that's what it is. The word, like, you know, when you can't vote. Inalienable, what that is?
Inalienable rights.
So, it's the word we can roll the blue color.
What?
Emancipation right, please.
I'm seeing most people are finishing up, so finish up those last sentences in 10, in 9, take your best guesses, in 8, 7, 6, that's also not how that works, in 5,
It is.
in 4,
My brothers became more
in 3, and I'm glad that they did, but I'm not going to have you give me good advice that's not. In 3,
They don't read you Miranda like
Shimon, that's actually not how that works, and I'm happy to explain later, but not right now. And don't let people think that, because that's not how you're gonna get out of a conviction. And 2, and finally in 1. I would love some brave souls. We're gonna throw a couple of these up on the board. I would love some brave souls to help me answer this question. What is the effect of labeling someone, according to our reading, what is the effect of labeling someone as a felon? This is where we're going to start. We're going to bring it back to this idea of sanctions in just a moment. Brave souls. Tell me what you got. Titus, thank you for getting us started.
The effect increase the chance of more deviant behavior.
The effect of what, Titus?
The effect of labeling felon. Well, how you want to
Labeling someone a felon?
Yeah.
Finish that thought out. Increases, you said?
The chance of more deviant behavior.
We have one. Let's get another one. I want to hear from lots of voices. What was another effect, or what is a possible effect here? We had a couple of statements. Jasmine, thank you. Whoa, Jasmine.
Assertions.
I hear you. I'm asking for this first part. What is the...
No, it's crawling. Ain't no ball. No.
It's gone.
You let it fly away?
I want to make sure, guys, really quickly, bring it back, please. I want to make sure we're still in our assertion phase here, which is me asking what's the overall effect here. I don't want to get into evidence just yet, okay? I don't want to get into evidence just yet. Jasmine, was what you were going to say evidence, or was it a new assertion? Evidence? Can we give it a second for evidence, and can I call on you when we come back to that? Good. What's our other assertions? What are the effects here? Labeling someone a felon does blank. I want to get a lot of different answers. So I'm looking for hands. I'm looking for hands before I start calling on you. Round it out of 10. Think through it before I call on you in 9. Make any last minute changes when Dell's kind of editing his out in 7. In 6. Bugs are so awful. 5. We're going to sit all the way up for me, please, when you're ready. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Miss Bro, help me out. What do you think might have been one of the effects of labeling someone a felon here? You just read this piece. What were you thinking? Initial reactions. Huh. So let's...
Let me tell you.
Good. Thank you for sharing out, Miss Bro. Miss Bro, sit all the way up, though. Good. I want to hear from more people. Chloe, what'd you get? Yep. Our eyes should be on Chloe. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
They can't good job.
Do I have that here?
Oh,
Can I hear what you had for your assertion here?
well,
Herb, I'm gonna come to you next, thank you.
They're not accepted in society. I don't know.
Ah, can you repeat that really loud?
They're not accepted in society.
Okay, so let's see, George said, okay.
I thought I said, you need to think about orange.
My woman in a Michigan,
All right. First of all, bring it back please in 3 and 2 and finally in 1. Thank you so much to Chloe. I've got merits going out to you. Also to Miss Bro for sharing out. And Jasmine, I want to kind of come back and circle to you, Titus, as well. Here's what we have. We have 3 assertions. Hold on, I don't have quite everybody yet. What I want you guys to do is, I want you and your partners to determine what is our best assertion and why. Be prepared to share out your answer. Of our 3, what is our best assertion for describing the effects of labeling someone as a felon? In the next 30 seconds, but you've got to be able to tell me why. On your mark, get set. I think it is this because, go.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Right, now that last one right there, because I accepted my.
Talk to your group first.
I did talk to him.
Then keep going. Which one do you think is best and why?
No,
What do you think? So, but what I want you guys to know, what's our best assertion and why?
Because my brother is a convicted felon, and he is accepted by all society.
She cut you off. Like you was chocolate.
Just like anybody can, they go up about it. Thank you, sister, for that one. Y'all want.
I didn't see him. Until you got it.
What is that? Which one is our best? Why?
We're the same road.
I come to school fire every day.
She just don't do
Do we have counter evidence that says not labeling as a felon is actually better? I think you should find that.
I've been looking at it. Typically, my best. But I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was just a different equation.
That's how you you said you wanted 21. What's that?
So I thought that was a different equation. So I thought it was 21.
All right, bring us back, please, in 5, 4, thank you, in 3, in 2, finally in 1. I want to hear from you guys in your groups. Please share out with me what you or your partner said was the strongest assertion. I'm going to start with Wendell. Wendell, kick us off, please. You and your partners, where did you guys land on thinking about our most strong assertion of what we think this article is talking about in terms of the effect of labeling people as felons?
The first one.
Explain.
Because like, the more you put a community down, the more dirt they get themselves into. It's like the more that you putting people around a certain community too, it's like